Hello, my name is Isabella Perez, Recreation Leader for the City of Socorro. Thank you for joining today's meeting. Before the meeting begins, we would like to remind our guests to remove all hats and silence all electronic devices. No disruptive behavior or outbursts will be tolerated, and violators are subject to ejection and possible prosecution.
Hola, mi nombre es Judy Rodríguez, secretaria de Planificación de la Ciudad de Socorro. Gracias por participar en la reunión de hoy. Antes de que comience la reunión, nos gustaría recordarles a nuestros invitados favor de quitarse los sombreros y silenciar todos los dispositivos electrónicos. No se tolerará ningún comportamiento perturbador ni exabrupto y los infractores estarán sujetos a expulsión y posible procesamiento.
Good evening, everybody. I want to welcome you all to the June 4th, 2026 regular City Council meeting for the City of Socorro. It's now 6:08 p.m. and I want to call this meeting to order. As always, we begin our meetings with a Pledge of Allegiance, and today we have some very special guests with us from the Socorro Middle School, the best middle school in Socorro, because that's the one that I went to and I attended. And so if everybody would please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I have pledged allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Please remain standing for the moment of silence.
Thank you. Before you all leave, and I know that today was your last day of school, right? Half day of school. Was it a good one? Yeah? Are you guys sad that there's no more school? No? Before you all leave, we want to give you all a certificate just to recognize you all, because it takes a lot of courage to come up here and stand here, especially when you're on YouTube Live right now and all your friends are watching you guys from home, okay? But Ms. Rojas, Representative Rojas wants to announce your name, so y'all can come up here, and we'd like to shake your all hands if that's okay and take a picture with you guys.
Zoe Holguín. Landon Talamantes. And Maya Hernandez.
Facing this way, and we'll come around the desk. It's the last day of school. And Ms. Rojas had free dress today. Enjoy your summer. Mine was fast. And for everybody in the audience, that was the most exciting part of our meeting. So if you want to leave now, now's your chance. Because at this time, we're going to go ahead and establish quorum.
Ruben Reyes,
Yes.
Cesar Nevares is absent, Alejandro Garcia,
Here.
Rudy Mayor Cruz Jr.,
Here.
Gina Cordero is absent, and Irene Rojas.
Here.
Mayor, we have a quorum.
Thank you. This time we move into the public comment portion of our meeting.
Mayor, we have two speakers. Our first speaker is Erika Ortiz Joyner.
Ms. Joyner?
Ms. Joyner, you have 3 minutes.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Eric Ortiz Joyner, and I'm opposed to the proposed rezoning at 10484 El Cid Drive. This proposal is inconsistent with the character and expectations of our established single-family neighborhood. Residents like myself purchased homes in this area over 40 years ago with the understanding that it would remain primarily low-density residential. Increasing density beyond what is currently allowed will place additional strain on local streets, parking, traffic flow, and public services. More vehicles in a neighborhood not designed for higher density development creates safety concerns for children, pedestrians, and families. Granting a variance that exceeds the maximum number of units also sets a precedent that zoning regulations can be bypassed, making it more difficult to protect neighborhood standards in the future. If 10 units are allowed here today, what prevents larger exceptions tomorrow? This change may also negatively impact nearby property values and diminish the quality of life that current residents, like my family and myself, enjoy through increased noise, congestion, and overcrowding. Growth is important, yes, but it should occur in a manner that respects existing neighborhoods and follow the standards already established by the city. For this reason, I respectfully ask council to deny rezoning request and variance. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Carlos Menchaca.
Mr. Menchaca.
Mr. Menchaca, you have 3 minutes.
Thank you, and buenas noches. Carlos Menchaca, I live at 10485 El Cid, here in Socorro, across the site from item 15. I went to Sanchez, not Socorro Middle. Hope you don't hold that against me.
That's too bad. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, but I did go to Socorro High School and graduated in 1999, so I hope that
We'll
brings
take
me
that.
back up.
That'll pass.
So item 15, the El Cid rezoning. The Planning and Zoning Commission denied this proposal a few weeks ago. That denial reflects careful deliberation by that body, and this body will review it tonight. The council and the mayor are not starting from zero. You are being asked to overturn a denial, and that is a higher bar, a bar that should be high. Staff does support this, but that doesn't change the calculus. Staff evaluates technical compliance and code interpretation. This body weighs community impact, long-term planning vision, and whether exceptions serve the public good. Those are different questions. So I have 4 points I want to make tonight. 1, this site is out of compliance already. New information has emerged during that rezoning commission conversation that changes the posture of this application. The existing structures on the site are not legally conforming. There is no letter that has been presented to make those buildings comply with the 1997 rezoning application. So I think that's important. This council should not approve additional density on a site that hasn't resolved its existing legal status. Doing so would reward non-compliance with expansion and a variance. This application needs to come into compliance first. Second, this is the last public gate. Tonight is the final opportunity for neighbors and the public to shape what happens on the site. Once a rezoning is approved, the development rights attached to the land permanently. Future site plans are reviewed by administrators, not the public. Neighbors will have no standing to raise concerns about parking, egress, building mass, or safety on that site. The council should understand that a yes vote tonight closes the door on community input, not just for this project, but for whatever comes next in the parcel under that new rezoning. This is not a reason to automatically say yes or no, but it is a reason to be certain before you say yes. So let's talk about one of those issues. The corner where the proposed site is has a lot of safety issues. The elbow at El Cid is a known hazard. The guardrails exist between those streets where cars have already gone too fast and hit those guardrails. Adding 10 units of residential density with the vehicle traffic that this will generate makes the corner materially more dangerous without intervention. Here's a critical point. Making the corner safer requires new capital investment. That means that the city has to rethink and replan what happens at that corner. This is not happening right now
Mr.
in this
Menchaca,
rezoning.
your time is up.
I have a lot of other issues. if I can't keep going, I will.
Well, what we can do
my
is,
proposal.
yeah, what we can do right now is we can ask for the members of council, if they'd like to suspend the rules and allow you a little bit more time.
I just need another minute.
You're gonna have a public hearing that he's gonna be able to speak up. And
Okay.
it's not limited.
Okay, so Mr. Menchaca, during the public hearing portion of agenda item 15.
14 and 15.
14, so agenda item 14 is also a public hearing, and you're also allowed to speak there, and there is no
We
time
can come
limit.
back. Great, thank you so much.
All right,
Appreciate it.
thank you for the comments.
Those were all our speakers, Mayor.
Those were all the speakers? Okay, at this time, we move into the consent agenda. I have a motion?
Motion to approve consent agenda?
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to the consent agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, now that that's been approved, we move into the regular agenda, and now we bring up 14.
Your public hearing.
And I'll read agenda item number 14. This is the public hearing of an ordinance approving a proposed amendment to the City of Socorro's master plan and rezoning of Lot 8, Block 4, Via España, located at 10484 El Cid Drive, City of Socorro, Texas, from R1 Single Family Residential to R2 Medium Density Residential with a variance from Section 46-260, Section 2, to allow for 10 dwelling units exceeding the 8 maximum permittable units in an R2 zoning district. It is now 6:18 p.m. and the public hearing is now open.
We have several speakers, Mayor. Our first speaker will be Erika Ortiz Joyner.
If you'd like to speak during the public hearing as well, you're more than welcome to. If your comments are similar, that's fine. Okay.
Thank you.
Carlos Menchaca.
Thank you so much for that extra time. And I want to start with a corner that we're talking about, that elbow. The council member and the mayor live in this neighborhood. That elbow is a known hazard. What we're asking for, what we're wanting here is a rethink about that corner to make it safer. That critical point, that corner, has had a lot of issues. We have guardrails already, and cars continue to hit it. This is not a paint and signage fix. This is a rethink, a geometric redesign with curb realignments or traffic calming infrastructure. None of those are in discussion right now, and I think they should be. So the question for the council is, who pays for that and when? If the answer is the city, eventually, then the public is subsidizing the safety costs of a private development decision. That cost should be named, budgeted, conditioned before approval, not after. The next talking point is the parking and egress issue. This math really doesn't add up. This is about a 0.55 acre site. The applicant wants 10 units, plus parking, plus building footprint, plus egress lanes on a street with a cul-de-sac geometry. So if you run the numbers, if residents, even 2 vehicles per unit, that's 20 cars. At 3, that brings it to 30 cars, needing daily ingress, egress from a narrow interior residential street with known dangerous elbow. So no traffic or site safety study has been presented, as far as I know, about what's happening at with this rezoning. So the council should not approve a variance without that additional analysis in hand. So I'm gonna leave questions for you all, and I'll read them so you can think about them and maybe ask the applicant. One is, has a site-specific traffic study been conducted that models vehicle trips in and out of the site, including at this elbow specifically? What is the parking plan at maximum vehicle load? What is that? What is the legal status of the existing structures on the property? That's a question that happened at the rezoning before, which wasn't really answered. What public benefit justifies exceeding the 8-unit R2 cap? Now this is an important part. This is rezoning. Rezoning belongs to the public. The public offers this extra space to build for profit, for housing. There should be a return of that investment that the public is giving for the extra creation of units. If the council conditions approval on the corner safety improvements, who will fund those improvements? And then finally, why is this site, an interior R1 subdivision street, the right location for an R2 density with a variance to go to 10? So those are the things that I want to leave before you in your discussion and decision today. The Planning Commission said no, staff said 8, not 10, so they already are looking at this too. The site has unresolved compliance issues, the infrastructure is not ready, and tonight is the last public gate. We're not asking the council to impose housing. That's not what we're asking. We're asking you to hold the line on process, on compliance, and on public safety. And to ask the hard questions before you, to the development team. Thank you.
Luz Arellano.
Are we able to pull up a site map just for reference in the public hearing? Are we able to do that?
Yes, sir.
Can we do discussion?
Oh yeah, we have this. Who's the next speaker?
Luz Arellano.
Miss Arellano's the next to speak. Let me just get a photo so that we can view it. Miss Arellano, you're more than welcome to walk up to the podium here.
Is that what you're looking for? You're wanting an aerial?
If there's an aerial image. If we could just blow it up a little bit bigger.
Yes, sir.
Can I be live?
Yeah.
It's in your backup.
Yeah, it's good enough right there. It's where the red dot is, right? Okay. Thank you. Go ahead, Ms. Arellano.
Buenas tardes.
Muy buenas tardes.
Gracias a todos por permitirme estar aquí otra vez. La razón que estamos aquí otra vez es como el joven Menchaca, para ver oponernos sobre la persona que quiere hacer esos apartamentos. Yo vivo a 2 casas enseguida de esos apartamentos. Ahorita están 2 apartamentos ya. Pero hay mucho tráfico. Hay mucha, ha habido hasta, han vendido drogas ahí, problemas con las personas que han llegado, que han salido. Por más de 40 años hemos tenido ese problema. Mi pregunta es, ¿ahí es residencial o es comercial? Porque si es comercial, vuelvo a reiterar, mi terreno está muy grande, yo puedo hacer apartamentos atrás también, y pues para beneficiarme yo. Yo traigo unas fotos, no sé si me permitan, cómo está ahí la situación, cómo está la entrada. La persona que quiere hacer apartamentos, quiere hacer creo 8 apartamentos, no sé si para empezar la entrada está muy angostita, como para que esté entrando y saliendo mucho tráfico por ahí. Ahí dice que hay un parking atrás y que caben muchos carros, que puede entrar hasta la pagadora, porque ahí lo está demostrando. Pero en realidad no creo yo, hay personas que tienen niños, y si el tráfico va a estar fluyendo enfrente de la entrada y es como una persona, ahí cabe un carro. No puede ser que la persona que viva ahí tenga sus niños donde esté entrando y saliendo tráfico, porque no hay salida. Hay entrada, pero la misma entrada es la salida. Y sí, está muy bonito el panorama que pusieron ahí, pero yo digo que no. Y luego yo tengo mis nietas que yo las cuido, y para que anden ahí jugando, en veces andan ahí jugando y los carros que están estar al pendiente de ellas. Pues yo prefiero que ya no haya ahí más apartamentos. Y si hay apartamentos, porque las personas, ellos nomás van, recogen el dinero, no les interesa quién entra, quién sale. ¿Cómo está ahí la situación? Y para mí ya sería muy bromoso estar, pues hasta uno mismo, porque ellos salen, como es la salida directa, ellos salen recio. Y en veces nomás llegan ahí y llegan trailers, llegan carros de todos, trocas de diferentes. Entonces yo me opongo y por favor les pido en caridad que lo piensen, porque sería muy difícil para la misma gente que está ahí ahorita en los dos apartamentos. Es muy peligroso. Gracias.
Gracias.
Those were all our speakers, Mayor.
We didn't have any more speakers?
No.
What, so the applicant, did the applicant want to speak as well?
Good evening. My name is David Holguin, and I'm with APG Planning Consultants, and I represent Ms. Tejas. There's two items, I think 14 and 15. On this item that y'all, I think is the one where we're requesting a variance, and correct me if I'm wrong. And I think we're asking for 10 units with this item. We would like to remove this 10 and go, when we see the next item, come out and just would like to accept staff's recommendations, which they're recommending. So, I mean, in order for us to save a little bit of time, unless they're taking on, are y'all taking these together or single?
No, it's two items, two separate items.
So, I mean, we don't want to follow this anymore with the 10. We'd like to just go back to 8.
Okay, thank you. Are there any more speakers that want to speak during the public hearing portion of this item before we move on? No? Okay, at this time, we're going to go ahead and close the public hearing at 6:29 p.m. We move to agenda item number 15. This is the second reading and adoption of an ordinance approving a proposed amendment to the City of Socorro's master plan and rezoning of Lot 8, Block 4, Via España, located at 10484 El Cid Drive, City of Socorro, Texas, from R1 Single Family Residential to R2 Medium Density Residential with a variance from Section 46-260 to allow for 10 dwelling units exceeding the 8 maximum permittable units in an R2 zoning district.
Motion to deny.
Second.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Lorene Quimito, City Planner. Item number 15 for your consideration is a rezoning request for the property located at 10484 El Cid Drive. Some general information regarding the request. This property is located at Lot 8, Block 4 of Via España subdivision. Property owner is Marisela Tejas, and her representative is David Holguin of EPG Planning Consultants, who you heard speak and can answer any questions following my presentation. The lot is 24,276 acres in size. It is currently zoned R1 and currently residential. The future land use map designates this area as suburban residential. In summary, the request is to rezone a property from R1 to R2 with a variance from Section 46-262 to allow for 10 dwelling units, which exceeds the maximum 8 permittable in an R2 zoning district. Planning and zoning staff recommends approval of the rezoning request with 8 maximum allowable units under R2. The Planning and Zoning Commission voted denial at their May 5th meeting, 5 yes, 1 no, and 0 abstentions. The zoning map shows the R1 single family district that the applicant property is located in. The next slide gives you a little more context regarding the Via España subdivision. This subdivision was platted in 1978 and consists of 54 R1 lots one R2 lot and two C1 lots, which are close to the intersection of El Cid and Buford. The next slide shows the future land use map. The Socorro 2040 Comprehensive Plan recommends suburban residential for this area, which is 5 dwelling units per acre. The aerial image shows the El Cid property at the location as described by Mr. Menchaca, the corner elbow of El Cid, and the property located within the lot, as well as the mix of residential dwellings surrounding the property. These site photographs were taken from El Cid looking into the property. You can see the existing duplex. Public notification was sent to property owners within 200 feet of the applicant property. Prior to the meeting, no notifications written in writing were received, either in favor or against. But at the May 5th meeting, during the public hearing, among the 3 speakers that you heard today, we heard 3 additional speakers. The comments that were received today represent the bulk of the comments that were made at the public hearing. The 6 residents of the El Cid neighborhood who expressed opposition to the proposed rezoning at the May 5th meeting cited concerns regarding losing neighborhood character, the traffic, safety concerns, infrastructure concerns, as well as whether this was a compatible use for the existing residential neighborhood. The next slide shows the development plan showing what was proposed, 3 buildings, including the existing duplex, which is closest to El Cid, and then the 2 additional buildings which would contain the additional 6 dwelling units. The property site plan also shows 20 parkings, the ponding area to the rear, and the drainage flow. The next slide in the development plans shows the elevation, proposing 2 stories, exterior side stairwells. In summary, this request is for approval of a rezoning from R1 to R2 with a variance from section 46-260 to allow for 10 dwelling units exceeding the 8 maximum permissible units in an R2 zoning district. With that, staff can answer any questions, and the representative is here to answer any questions that you might have as well.
Thank you, Ms. Quimito. Do any members of council have any questions for Ms. Quimito on this agenda item? No?
For the applicant, got a question. Well, first of all, I wanted to apologize. I could barely hear what you were saying in your statement on the first item.
Yeah, I think there's 2 items. One is a variance to allow 10 units.
Okay.
And that, I believe, was the first item. And we don't want to go with the 10 units. We'd like to go with the 8 as staff recommends, which is on item 2. So we want to, when it gets rezoned under the code on R2, we're allowed up to 8 units.
8, okay.
That would need to be a separate item, though,
I
right?
do have a small presentation that I'd like to, yeah.
So they have the rezoning request with the variance, right? So if he wishes to withdraw the variance, then you're looking at the rezoning. And the maximum is 8 units, not 10.
And rezoning will only allow them, well, we wouldn't know.
The 8
but-
units. So if they rezone to R2, he's allowed to build up to 8 units.
And right now, it's just single-family residential, right?
Correct. It's single family. He was requesting to rezone to an R2, but instead of the 8, he wanted 10. Right now, he's withdrawing the 10, stating that he stays at 8, if the rezoning gets approved. Is that correct, sir?
That is correct. I'm gonna, oh, okay. This is a aerial, and wanted to identify going north and south. We have, on the left hand, we have Socorro, and of course, Alameda on the right hand. Those are your major thoroughfares. Buford also in the north is one of your also east and west thoroughfares. El Cid, Santa Paula are probably a few of the ones where the traffic comes in from. So that that kind of gives you of how the traffic flows in this area. Of course, it was mentioned before that this is it's a curve in that area where our project is. This is a zoning map, and a little bit more identified. Where the black shaded area, that's the project. And a few houses down to the right-hand side, you have R2 properties. And then behind it, you have R2 around the properties and R3s that have been approved by council at one time or another. The site does identify, in other words, for our life safety studies that we've done, the fire apparatus by code, the site is designed by code to meet the apparatus and fire in and outs. Fire apparatus can come in 150 feet, and then the rest has to be served by a hose, which meets the requirements. There's also a fire hydrant right across the street. So for life safety issues, we're in code. Next is ponding, which a lot of the sites here don't have any on-site ponding. And we're prepared to introduce that and meet the code. And we can handle any ponding requirements that will be required by the code. Our site also, the other thing I want to mention on this picture that y'all looking at, we already reduced it to we are meeting all parking requirements plus, and we'll have amenities as landscaping and other features that we'll need for the apartment, dwellings. This is what it'll look from the outside. I wanted to also mention that in lieu of the way we proceeded this project is following up a ordinance that council passed, which I thought was kind of very progressive to get properties going, incentives and stuff. One is so that their properties are not abandoned. If they're vacant, then they need to be refilled to try to avoid vacancy and that spirit, which I thought was very progressive from council to do moving forward. We would like to assist you all in doing that by bringing in some development into the residents and the city of Socorro, and then once we finish this, start looking at other things. If you have any other questions, please ask them.
I know that the neighbors were not very happy about getting 8, and then, well, I'm pretty sure they're not very happy about getting 8 dwelling units. But did the owner or did yourself speak to any of the neighbors? Maybe you guys can come into like a mutual ground. Maybe not 8, maybe 5, 4.
No, sir.
No. But the only concern or comment I have is it's a big lot. It looks like there's nothing built on the back. I mean, there's trees and possibly trash. And personally, I would prefer to see a building that can be used for a family or so, than to see an empty lot. That's my opinion. As far as having issues with traffic, nobody likes traffic. When we bought the house, I didn't have any backyard neighbors. it was empty lot. I loved it, and then they started building, and I wasn't very happy about that. But the city's growing. Again, there's issues with neighbors. I heard something about having problems with people selling drugs. Just because they're apartments, I don't think that just they're gonna be doing those illegal activities. What I would like to see is maybe the neighbors and the owner possibly get together and be able to find a solution. Maybe not the 8, but maybe 4 or 5 dwelling units. That's my comment.
And in addition, the way I'm seeing the map here, streetwise, the concern is the entrance. So if this is for an 8 family, the entrance, can you explain to me, looking at the map?
If you look at the map up on the screen,
Right.
we have an entrance of about between 26 to 28, which is required by the fire code, and it's plenty enough for in and out egress and egress. So it's kind of what you would see in a commercial in and out. With,
Yeah, I see this here.
I mean,
Thank you.
it's to code. There's no.
Do any other members of council have any questions or comments they'd like to make on this item before moving forward? I know that there was an initial motion to deny, and I believe there was also a second. Unless anyone would like to change their motion, that's what's on the table right now. That's what's on the floor.
Mayor, we do have the 3 speakers signed up, okay?
So we have 3 speakers signed up as well to
That's
speak?
correct.
Okay.
Then,
Well,
as long as you understand that, the first one is, we're just gonna go now with just the rezoning. And that's.
Yes, we understand that it went, and you're asking for 8 units versus 10.
That's including the ones that are there.
yeah. And I think, and I thank you for the presentation and your explanation. Where we'd like to see abandoned properties developed, we'd also like to see we'd also like to see it done in a manner that also represents what's currently there. And then, as you can see, we have just a mix of residents that came to speak today. We have our elderly, we have the youth, and then we have the really, really young residents like myself sitting there in the back. But no, I can see where both sides are coming from. I mean, you all as property owners and developers would like to develop on land that's just vacant and maybe accumulating tumbleweeds and whatnot. But we'll go ahead and move into the comments by the speakers here.
Erika Ortiz Joyner.
Honestly, okay. Honestly, I just want to add, like, if any of you have actually, like, seen it in person, it really isn't that big. I know you guys are looking at numbers. I know last time when we came in, they were doing numbers. One of the guys, I don't know if he's here. I don't think he's here. But he did numbers in his head, and 8 units, especially 10, doesn't add up to what would fit an 8-unit apartment. So, I mean, I would invite all of you guys to go and check it out in person, and you'll see that that just doesn't make any sense at all. I'm all for the city to grow, but I don't think that's the area for them to do so. And also, I know, so that my mom's house is there, right? So we spend a lot of our time there. But I live like on the next block, which I know some of our mayor actually lives not too far from that as well. And I know it'll affect me as well, like we live on the same street, but I know it'll affect him as well and whoever else is around that area. But just to reconsider and maybe go check it out in person. Thank you.
Carlos Menchaca.
Thank you. And what I would like to add is take what was offered here in discussion and have a discussion and bring everybody together and talk about it, because I think the issues they're multiple and very different issues, but I think it's good for discussion, and that hasn't happened yet. So I think at this point I'd have to put in a request for open documents to get your information, but if you can give me your information, I'd be happy to talk to you and maybe talk with other residents and organize a little bit more of a discussion, so that we say no today and then we come back with something that could work. That would be great. I think that's a win-win for everybody, and that way we can all talk about the issues. I want to emphasize the concept of zoning belongs to the people. And the representatives, as representatives, you represent our voice to figure out how we bulk. But that's public. That's public land that becomes private because they can't do anything right now. The public gives them that opportunity to build up. That requires some kind of give and take. And so there's a lot of work that I see here on this corner. If you've driven on this corner, you know that people won't stop that quickly to turn. There are a lot of near accidents. Just look at the data of what's been already cataloged by the police department and crashes that have happened with our front neighbors. So there's a lot of good stuff here to dig into, and I'm happy to take the lead on that. If we could exchange information, that's up to you. I will be requesting that information so I can reach out, but we're here to talk, discuss, and make Socorro better.
Mr. Menchaca, your time. Luz Arellano.
Buenas tardes, otra vez. Mi único comentario es, usted acabó de decir con mucho respeto, usted compró casa y empezó a notar que empezó a llegar gente, ¿verdad? ¿Usted no cree que pueda haber que haya ahí drug dealing? Yo ya lo pasé por eso. Yo llamé a la policía porque era de todo el día estar que llegaban y entraban a medianoche. No es de que estuviera yo ahí de chismosa, pero me empecé a preocupar de ver carros entrando y saliendo. Yo hablé a la policía. Yo he visto peleas, he visto borrachos, he visto de todo. Mi preocupación ahorita es que el joven dice que sí hay una entrada, y es una entrada, no le puedo decir cuántos pies ni nada de eso, pero las familias que viven ahí, los niños andan ahí jugando. Por ahí van a pasar el tráfico y va a salir el tráfico. No hay de que quiera él hacer un parque o algo para los niños. No hay donde jueguen los niños. Ahora, si ustedes piensan que los niños no importan, pues ya es su decisión. Sí, yo entiendo que está sucio allá atrás porque nadie limpia. Al principio pues iban los dueños porque ahí metían los tractores, porque ellos tienen una construcción, eran de construcción. Y llegaban los trailers y salían, y los que estaban rentando.
Señora Arellano, se le ha terminado su tiempo.
Pues muchas gracias, pero por favor, piénsenlo.
Thank you.
Those were all our speakers, ma'am.
Were those all the speakers? Okay. Ms. Quimiro.
And one last comment that I'd like to add. No es que estemos opuestos en lo personalmente yo. No es que esté opuesta a que la ciudad crezca, porque la ciudad está creciendo, right? So we are growing. But as I had mentioned in another situation, I want quality of life for people. And so bringing small units in a small area, it is not quality. And so that is my stance, where I believe, yes, we're growing, but let's make sure that it's quality, what is growing in the city of Socorro.
I just wanted to collaborate with the gentleman that spoke before, like this item to be tabled. And
Can you speak into the microphone? We can't hear you.
Yes, I'd like this item to be tabled so we could collaborate with the gentleman or the representative of the group so maybe see where we can come out with.
So I want to amend my motion to table this item for, I'd like to postpone this item until,
Next meeting is on June 25th. The following after that, I think falls on July the 2nd.
Yeah, it's July 2nd.
so our second meeting in July?
Two meetings.
Yeah, so it's next meeting, the meeting after that, and the meeting after that. So I'd like to amend my motion to postpone for our second meeting in July. I don't have the date on me right now.
Second meeting in July is gonna be on the 9th. The first meeting of July will be on the Tuesday, since Thursday's the 4th, if I'm not mistaken.
July 16th
The 16th.
is
I'd like
the
to-
second meeting in July.
I'd like to amend my motion or postpone it for July 16th meeting. Hopefully they come to consensus and to involve everybody in the community and make sure that everybody gets an input, because there's a lot of input and importance here, and just talk. And we can hopefully get to a common ground, and we'll see what happens then. That's my motion.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second on the table right now to postpone the item. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? And that motion carries. The item's been postponed until further notice, until
Until July 16th.
July 16th, I'm sorry. Thank you all. We move on to agenda item number 16. This is a public hearing of an ordinance approving a proposed amendment to the City of Socorro's master plan and rezoning of tracts 2B, 3A, 4A, and 4H, Block 11, Socorro Grant, located at 11580 North Loop Drive, Socorro, Texas, from agricultural to general mixed use to allow for commercial and residential development. A public hearing is now open at 6:54 p.m.
Mayor, we have a speaker, Mayela Mejia.
Okay. She's the applicant.
So no speakers for 16 for the public hearing? Okay. At this time, we close the public hearing at 6:54 p.m. We move on to agenda item 17. This is the second reading and adoption of an ordinance approving a proposed amendment to the City of Socorro's master plan and rezoning of tracts 2B, 3A, 4A, and 4H, Block 11, Socorro Grant, located at 11580 North Loop Drive, Socorro, Texas, from agricultural to general mixed use to allow for commercial and residential development.
Motion to approve with staff recommendations.
Second.
Thank you again, Mayor and Council. Item number 17 for your consideration is a rezoning request. This rezoning is for the property located at 11580 North Loop Drive. Property owner and representative Martha H. Grijalva of Plaza Real Estate. And their second representative, Mayela Mejia, is also in attendance to answer any questions that you might have after the presentation. This property is 14 acres in size. It is A1 agricultural. It is currently vacant with a vacant home on the property. The future land use designates the area as rural residential. And in summary, the request is for a rezoning of a property from A1 agricultural to GMU, general mixed use. This would be to allow for commercial residential development. Planning and zoning staff recommends approval of the request with the condition that a master zoning plan be submitted, reviewed and approved in accordance with the ordinance. The Planning and Zoning Commission voted for approval, 4 yes, 1 no, and 1 abstention at their meeting on May 5th, with the condition that the MZP be submitted, reviewed, and approved in accordance with the ordinance. The property is depicted here, outlined in white. A1 agricultural zoning district surrounded by A1 agricultural zoning district in green, yellow and orange, the R1 and R2, and a C2 commercial use adjacent to the property on North Loop. The future land use map designates the area as rural estate. The aerial map shows the different land uses surrounding the applicant property highlighted in yellow. The applicant's property again is vacant, and there is a vacant home on the lot. The surrounding properties are a mix of single-family residential as well as rural residential and agricultural uses. These are photographs taken of the property. The top photographs were taken from North Loop, and the bottom photograph was taken from the side road, which gives access to about 4 or 5 property owners that are on the west side of this property. Public notice was sent to property owners within 200 feet of the applicant property. Prior to the meeting, 2 calls were received asking questions and expressing concern regarding the development, but no written notices were received either in favor or against. At the May 5th public hearing, though, 2 property owners did speak, and they expressed their opposition to the request. The speakers were among the 5 residents whose properties are accessed from North Loop via an undedicated roadway adjacent to the applicant's property. The residents expressed concerns that the proposed development would increase traffic on North Loop and increase the potential for accidents. They were concerned about the possible disruption of access to their properties via the private access and irrigation delivery, as well as increased noise and congestion from the commercial activity and apartments that would be proposed for the area. Additional concerns regarding the lack of existing water and sewer service for those 5 residents. A representative from the El Paso County Water Improvement District also spoke and reminded the applicant that an irrigable plat is required and needs to be submitted and approved by the Water Improvement District number 1 to ensure that the delivery of water irrigation is not disrupted by this development. The next slide is a conceptual plan. This is not a fixed idea, but the applicant did want to continue with their rezoning request to see how council felt and about this type of development. The conceptual plan shows commercial buildings at the front, facing North Loop, and apartments to the rear. Landscape, parking, ponding area to the rear of the property. Parking throughout is, and the access being depicted here is toward the northern end of the lot. And since this is your first general mixed-use zoning request, I did want to go over the purpose, guidelines, and procedures just briefly. The GMU zoning district is intended to provide flexibility for the integrated development of residential, neighborhood, commercial, and institutional uses within a single unified plan. It promotes a coordinated approach to land development while helping preserve the city's historic and rural character. Infill and redevelopment within existing neighborhoods, providing a mix of housing types and densities, promoting walkable mixed-use environments, integrating residential, commercial, and civic uses rather than separating them, including parks, open spaces, and community gathering areas, reducing the visual and functional dominance of vehicles as secondary in design. However, the procedure does outline that a master zoning plan is required along with the application, and it must be submitted to include enough detail for planning and zoning, city council to evaluate the land use and its compatibility with compatibility and potential impacts to the surrounding properties. This was discussed with the applicant, and they requested to proceed with the application and the hearings before Planning and Zoning Commission and City Council, which is why Planning and Zoning requests approval of the rezoning with the condition that the master zoning plan be submitted first and evaluated, approved by Planning and Zoning before any development can happen on the property. We did have this has been an ongoing conversation. We did initially meet with the applicant in February of 2025 for a pre-development meeting where a lot of items were discussed, and they are issues that require a lot of coordination. This is on North Loop. We need to coordinate with TxDOT for the placement of the access as well as with the Water Improvement District, because this crossing would go over the Isla Lateral. But before they invested any more into this project, they wanted to get feedback from the city. And with that, the summary is a request for approval of a rezoning of a property from A1 to GMU, general mixed use, to allow for commercial and residential development. And with that, staff can answer any questions. And the applicant's representative, Mayela Mejia, is also in attendance to answer any questions as well.
Ms. Camilo, can we have staff go, can you go to the map again of, let me see, next, right there, the other one's fine. There you go. There was a man-made bridge that was closed off of North Loop. The Water Improvement District closed it. What, is this?
No, that's Carr Road.
Oh, that's.
It's nearby, but not this one.
Okay, I was gonna say. And are any of the residents that surround the future development here, do any of them lack any of the services, like the utilities?
That is correct. Two of the speakers lived on the western side of the development, so on the left-hand side of the photograph. Two of those individuals spoke at the public hearing. They are not here today, but they did express concern regarding lack of utilities being bypassed, wanting to see those issues addressed before new development is approved.
I think the new development assists in these residents being able to acquire those utility needs. If the applicant is willing to help with that, I don't know what the city can or I mean we can't demand it, but if we're able through this new development to tie in those residents that are lacking those basic utilities.
Another area of coordination of the Lower Valley Water District and their plans. We checked in with the Lower Valley Water District, and this neighborhood is identified as a project, but their map hasn't been updated in a bit, so it was identified as a 2026 project, and they still don't have funds to provide water, and they do not have plans to provide sewer. But if working with the applicant and Lower Valley Water District, some form of coordination can be worked on to provide the services to these residents, I think that we can do that.
Okay.
And I just want to add, this development would bring the infrastructure in. That would be easier for the neighboring neighborhoods to be able to connect to those services that are no longer. So the investment is being made by the development, no longer by the Lower Valley Water. They would just have to coordinate with the Lower Valley Water, El Paso Electric, and all the services that they're not entitled to be able to connect to that infrastructure.
Mr. Garcia?
Just a question from Camilo. When we ask for staff, the recommendation from staff, will that come back to us before we?
Correct.
To see the maps, because that water plan looks a little dicey, and not dicey in a bad way, like a lot of work.
Correct. The access on North Loop is a big concern. That the exact location, what can we do to provide access to the adjacent lots? The crossing, that's an expensive proposition, as well as some concerns about whether this development really fits the spirit of a general mixed use, where we are lacking details, or where are the sidewalks connecting the residential to the commercial?
So,
where are the open spaces? Where are they tying in the cultural aspects and the preservation of open space?
So this approval is pretty much to get it started and map it out, blueprints,
Correct.
and see what they can do. If not, then they'll go back to the drawing board.
Correct.
Okay.
It will go to the Planning and Zoning Commission for their recommendation and to City Council for final approval before anything is constructed.
Thank you.
Correct. So I just want to clarify, this right here is for the rezoning. Once approved, it's not going to come back, right? When they go through the planning process, they have to meet all of the contingencies in order for us, and the plat will come to council for approval. But we won't present it to approval until we have the master and whatever the condition was. But this actual item will not come back after today because you're approving it with the condition that they meet these requirements.
That's what I'm asking, because I mean, for the water plant, it would be something,
Correct, but the plat will, right? Once
but
the
that has to be,
development.
that plan has to be in there. That's what I'm asking.
Correct, so the zoning is one thing, then when they develop, they'll submit the plans, and that's gonna come back for you guys to approve.
Right. No,
And
that,
that's
okay.
where if we have concerns, then we.
You're
have
able to
proceed
ask,
with it.
you're able to ask for, I want, what about working with an entrance over here? What if you put some, right, you're
Yeah.
able to work, but right now, all they're asking for is the rezoning
Okay,
of the
thank
property.
you.
Is land ownership still being negotiated on this here?
I'll defer that question to Ms.
Sure,
Mayor.
sure.
Good evening, Mayor Cruz and
Good evening.
Council. Yes, so the applicant is here. What was your question?
If the land ownership agreement is still being negotiated or that it's already owned?
He owns it.
And the reason I ask is in the past, we've had these master plans submitted, and I know a lot of times developers are hesitant to purchase the land before it gets approved by any governmental entity, because I bought a piece of land and now I can't build on it. That used to happen, and it still happens. And in the past here in Socorro, it's been presented to us and we approve these plans, and then for whatever reason, the land was still being negotiated and it got stopped. Not because of the developer's fault, but because of the owner and their family members couldn't come to an agreement. And now we lack parks and other features of that master plan. And then we get questioned about it. So I want to make sure that we don't fall into the same hole here with this one.
No, he does own it. He also owns his business, which he's owned for 6 years, Melher Trucking. So it's on Americas. So he is part of the community. We came up with this idea along with staff, what would be, we brought up the fact of the general mixed use because of the traffic, because there was no commercial, there was no stores. So seeing that there's a lot of residential across the street, we talked about this project and Mr. Melendez agreed that this would be something that he would be willing to do, something that is new to Socorro, and that would definitely help the traffic because the mixed use, you wouldn't have to get in your car, right? You could walk to the store, you can walk and get the basic staples, which will be just down the street. We will work with the neighbors. During one of the first meetings, we did speak with the utilities. So this development will also help the area behind it to get gas. So we're gonna work with the utilities to help the community. So it's not just about him, it's about Socorro. And that's why I'm very proud to present this project, which will be the first of its kind. And hopefully we can have others follow suit. So we want to build the project. It's going to be 3 to 3.5 million. And along with staff, we will accept their recommendations and we'll speak to TxDOT and everybody else we have to talk to. So
Yeah, if you guys can really sit down and plan it out right and help the surrounding residents, because they've lived there for a long time and they haven't had the ability to get these services provided to them just because of the cost. That there's a big gap there, and the utilities, unfortunately, they were not going to cover that cost.
Right.
But I think with new development moving in, I think there's an opportunity there for those residents to get some of those first-time services. Any other comments or questions from council?
Just a comment for, just make sure you get with the neighbors. I know they were complaining and explain to them like the whole plan, because a lot of the times they see development and they don't like it, like the previous items. They see developments, they're like, hey, it's traffic, it's gonna be crime, it's gonna be, and they'll come up with a list of issues that they don't like. But if you tell them, explain to them, you know what, it's gonna help you because we might be able to
help with the utilities.
Open this or that, and I like the plan. I was talking to one of my neighbors and we were discussing, and through the discussion, he said, I wish we had stores closer by. So I'm gonna send them over so you can.
Yes, so this will be
Thank you.
something good for the community, and because I'm taking the lead on this project, I'm putting my name on this, and I'm gonna make sure that this is a one of a kind, and you guys will be proud of this project, so.
Thank you.
And that was my next comment, that while building these new developments, that we hope that our developers keep in mind that what we're needing, we don't need warehouses, we don't need storage
Right.
places, we need retail for our community so it can thrive. And so just keep that in mind.
Absolutely, and
Thank
we did speak to the neighbors when we were here, and they were happy to hear, that Mr. Melendez is here to help move forward what your vision is for Socorro. And so we're gonna go, speak to staff, and I just have to say, staff has been amazing. And I always say it's the leadership, right? So thank you all for this, and planning department is just amazing to work with, and thank you, and all your staff, so thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I believe there was a motion and second to approve with the recommendations of staff. Unless there's any amendments to that motion, there was a motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? And that motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Agenda item number 18, this is the public hearing of an ordinance approving a replat for Haciendas del Valle, Unit 2, replat H being a replat of Lot 5, Block 10, Haciendas del Valle Unit 2, and located at 321 Valle Hermoso Drive, City of Socorro, Paso County, Texas, at 7:14 p.m. and the public hearing is now open.
Mayor, we have a speaker a virtual speaker, Maria Robles.
Ms. Robles, okay.
Yes, this is Maria Robles with GRV, representing our client for the subdivision request.
Good evening, Ms. Robles.
Good evening.
We're now on the public hearing portion of this agenda item. If you have any comments, now's the time to make them during the public hearing.
We are the engineers that are subdividing the property, so at this time we do not have any comments. We're hoping that you approve our plan to subdivide this property.
Yes, ma'am. And so during the public hearing portion of this agenda item, it's open to comments made by either the applicant or any opposition, and right now you are the only speaker. And the second item after this one is going to reveal the plans by our staff and go over what is being proposed. But at this time, do you have any other comments to make?
No, I don't have any other comments.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. We have any other speakers? That's it, right?
No, that's it.
Okay, at this time, we're going to go ahead and close the public hearing at 7:15 p.m. We move into agenda item number 19. This is the second reading and adoption of an ordinance approving a replat for Haciendas del Valle Unit 2, replat H, being a replat of Lot 5, Block 10, Haciendas del Valle Unit 2, and located at 321 Valle Hermoso Drive, City of Socorro, El Paso County, Texas.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Item number 19 is a replat request. This replat request is for the property located at 321 Valle Hermoso Drive. The property owner is Rosa Almunia, and the representative is GRV Integrated Engineering Solutions. The property is just under half an acre in size and currently zoned R1. The current land use is residential, and in summary, the request is for approval of a replat for the Haciendas del Valle Unit 2 replat H. Planning and zoning staff recommends approval of the request. Planning and zoning staff voted for approval of the request unanimously with 6 members present at their May 5th meeting. The zoning map shows the single-family residential zoning district. The property outlined in red. The aerial image shows the outlined property in red, the location of the existing home, and the vacant area to the right. Surrounding that property are a mix of residential single-family homes. These are photographs taken of the property from Valle Hermoso Drive. The top photo shows the property front, and the bottom two photographs show each individual future proposed lot. On the left, the existing home, which would be proposed lot 1, and on the right, the proposed lot 2. The original Haciendas del Valle subdivision was approved in 1987, and this included 184 residential lots, and the subject property is outlined in red. This is a site plan depicting the existing home. The Board of Adjustment granted variances for the existing side yard setbacks and an existing storage room that was located in front of the building. Those variances were approved by the Board of Adjustments on March 26th. The next slide shows the Haciendas del Valle Unit 2 replat H. Both lots meet the minimum requirement of 10,000 square feet per lot. In summary, the request is for approval of a replat for Haciendas del Valle Unit 2, replat H. With that, staff can answer any questions, and the applicant, as representative, is available to answer any questions as well.
Thank you. Do any members of council have any questions for this item here? Questions? No? There was a motion and a second to approve this item. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed or abstain? And that motion carries. We move into the grants department with agenda item number 20. This is the discussion and action to adopt the updated accounting manual for the city of Socorro, Texas.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. Alejandra Ladez, City Development Director. We're here requesting your approval on the proposed updates to the City of Socorro's accounting manual. As you know, the City of Socorro Charter does require the city to adopt an accounting manual. Our accounting manual outlines procedures for the recording and reporting of our financial transactions in the City of Socorro. Our current accounting manual does that, but it has not been updated since 2015. Since 2015, there have been significant changes to financial management best practices and some requirements from the federal government for the management of grants. So all of the updates that you see in this updated policy address those federal requirements for grants management. This is important so that we can continue to follow best practices in the field of grants management, and we continue to remain eligible for future federal awards. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Any questions or comments from council? No? There was a motion and second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed or abstain? And that motion carries. The next item is agenda item number 21. This is the discussion and action to adopt a proposed grants management policy for the city of Socorro, Texas.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. As we continue to update our city policies and procedures to make sure that we are in compliance with our federal awards, we bring you now our brand new grants management policy for your approval. As you know, the City of Socorro's grants and special revenues portfolio has increased over the past 8 years. Currently, I believe this last fiscal year, we reached over 68 million in grants and special revenues from various sources, state, foundation, and federal grants. It is very important that we adopt policies and procedures that are gonna keep us in compliance with these grants and also maintain us in a good standing with our funding agencies so that we can continue to receive future grants. All of these policies and procedures that are outlined in this policy are already in place. We are already following all these procedures. Now we're just documenting it and adopting it formally through city council action. Any questions?
Yes, I do. Did you see anything that we probably weren't doing or tracking, or did some of the grants require that we, in addition to what we had in place?
So the main issue was that we didn't have a policy that we can submit to funding agencies saying this is what we formally do. In fact, pretty much 95% of the items in this policy are procedures that the entire team already follows. We do a pretty good job of communicating with our department heads, working with administration, assigning our project directors, being very clear with our roles and responsibilities when we manage grants, working with our finance department to reconcile expenditures under grants. So we've already been doing that.
We've been practicing it. Now we just solidified it through putting it in an actual. Okay.
We're putting it in a formal policy so that we can submit this to funding agencies.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Valadez. Any comments or questions from council? No, there was a motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? And that motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
We move into agenda item number 22 with our city managers. Discussion and action to approve the renewal of the lease agreement between the Board of Regents of the Texas A&M University System and the City of Socorro for Rio Vista Park, and authorize the city manager or her designee to execute the agreement.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Adriana Rodarte, City Manager. This item is requesting approval for the renewal of the lease agreement between the Board of Regents of the Texas A&M University System and the City of Socorro for the continued use of Rio Vista Park. The city has leased this property from Texas A&M AgriLife Research for many years, allowing the city to utilize the land for public recreational purposes, including park amenities, walking and biking trails, athletic fields, playgrounds, and community events. The proposed renewal extends the lease for an additional 5-year term, May 1st, 2026 through April 30th, 2031. The annual lease payment remains at $1 per year, while the city continues to be responsible for the maintenance, operation, and upkeep of the park facilities. Approval of this lease renewal will allow the city to continue providing recreational opportunities and public access to Rio Vista Park without interruption, and ensure the city maintains its long-standing partnership with Texas A&M. Staff recommends approval of the lease renewal and is available to answer any questions.
Any questions or comments?
I got a question, and I know we're gonna approve it, but what would happen if we don't approve it? Would Texas A&M just close it off, or would they plant new grass and more trees and make it beautiful for us?
So I wouldn't be able to tell you what Texas A&M, we just wouldn't be able to use, right? You would be going into private property at that point.
They probably care for it just as much as the fields that are surrounding this building.
Maybe.
And the reason, that's a good question though, but do you think we can discuss with them the possibility of maybe redoing that field, the field of Toritos?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but again, we would need to first vote yes to the agreement, and then the conversation can come after. So
we're in charge of maintaining, so we can definitely work on that.
You put that on the capital.
Okay. There was a motion and second on this item. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? And that motion carries. And then we move into agenda item number 23. This is the discussion and action to award the street striping project for Rio Vista Road and Buford Road to PMI Pavement Marking LLC, and authorize the city manager or her designee to execute the agreement.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Adriana Rodarte, City Manager. This item is requesting approval as part of the city's ongoing efforts to improve traffic safety and roadway visibility. Staff solicited pricing for the installation of pavement markings, lane striping, and turn lane improvements in this area. These improvements are intended to enhance traffic flow, improve driver awareness, and provide safe travel conditions for residents and visitors. After reviewing the proposals and evaluating the quality of work, previously performed throughout the city. Staff is recommending PMI pavement markings. PMI has successfully completed similar projects for the city and has consistently demonstrated quality workmanship, responsiveness, and reliability. The total project cost is estimated at about $55,000, with funding to be provided through our city's 2026 Certificate of Obligations. Staff believes these improvements will increase roadway safety and help address traffic circulation concerns in the area, and respectfully recommends approval of the award to PMI Pavement Marking LLC. And we're here to answer any questions.
Any questions on this item? The striping for Rio Vista Road, it's going to be from where to where?
From North Loop to Alameda.
Okay. And then Buford as well, it's going to be the entire, or just?
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
With Santa Paola having a line, a turning lane.
Oh,
That's
turning.
the only one. That's the only thing I want.
Having a what?
Turning lane?
It's a big, wide road there. Okay, that was a motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? That motion carries. Agenda item number 24, this is the discussion and action to approve funding in the amount of $42,000 for professional services supporting the City of Socorro CSCI, the Community Initiative, Phase 1 Strategic Plan Implementation Effort through the Marval Insights proposal.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Adriana Rodarte, City Manager. This item is requesting approval. As Council may recall, CSCI was established as a nonprofit organization to pursue funding opportunities, partnership, and initiatives that may not otherwise be available directly to municipalities. The organization has adopted a strategic plan focused on historic preservation, arts and cultural, healthy eating, and active living, and community development. Marvel Insights is being proposed to assist CSCI with the implementation of several key objectives identified within the strategic plan. For historic preservation driving tour, a fund development strategy, and strategic communication and digital systems. The proposed budget is $42,000. Staff believes these services will provide CSCI with the professional support necessary to advance its strategic plan, pursue external funding opportunities, and establish sustainable systems that can continue to benefit the organization and the community into the future. At this time, staff can answer any questions.
Any questions from council?
This fund, it's gonna be for how long?
For 6 months.
6 months, okay, thank you.
And funding source is from?
Or general fund.
General fund? Okay. Any other questions or comments? No? That was a motion and second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? And that motion carries. Agenda item 25. This is the discussion and action to approve the first amendment to the land lease agreement between the City of Socorro and Celco Partnership doing business as Verizon Wireless for the wireless communication tower located at 124 Old Hueco Tanks Road, and authorize the city manager or designated to execute the agreement.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Adriana Rodarte, City Manager. This item is requesting approval. The city currently leases a property for a Verizon Wireless cell tower following a recent transaction. Vertical Bridge has become the tower owner and manager and has approached the city regarding an amendment to the existing lease agreement. Although there are approximately 15 years remaining on the current lease, Vertical Bridge has indicated that Verizon considers this a long-term site and is requesting additional renewal options to secure the location for future operations. The proposed amendment adds additional 5-year renewal terms and increases the monthly lease payments throughout the life of the agreement, providing the city with a continued revenue source while maintaining the existing use of the property. Staff has reviewed the proposed amendment and is presenting it to council for consideration and possible approval. Staff can answer any questions at this time.
Any questions or comments on this item? No? There was a motion and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? And that motion carries. Do we have any items for discussion in executive?
Yes, sir, we do.
We do?
Motion to go into executive.
Second.
There's been
Thank
a
you.
motion. Thank you. There's been a motion and a second to go into executive. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
It's 7:31 p.m. At this time, we'll be entering executive session. It's June 4th, 2026. It's 8:08 p.m. and we're now back in session. We just come out of executive. After discussion, do I have a motion on the table?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the agreement as per staff recommendation.
There's been a motion and a second on the table. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstain? That motion carries. Do we have any other items to discuss?
I'd like to make a motion to delete items 26, 27, and 28.
There's been a motion to delete items 26, 27, and 28. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
There's been a motion and second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And that motion carries. Thank you.